what does it mean, broadly speaking, for the social media environment, for a broader shift in the lines of where X is today? Assuming this continues, how do you think it affects society? That we are going to have a very different set of norms being followed by the businesses that are driving how we communicate with each other?
I think that the social media platforms in general are shifting to the right. The balance between toxicity and safety, toxicity aligned with positive things like free speech, shifting in that direction. You are seeing a shift. I think it matters less than one might think for two reasons. Most importantly, social media is less important than it was 5 years ago. It's bifurcated, it's dispersed, conversations happen across platforms. Probably the most interesting conversations that most people have are now in group chats. They're no longer on big public platforms. And secondly, there's going to be some counter movement in other directions. For example, Blue Sky. And so you have a whole bunch of people shifting onto Blue Sky. And what's happening is as communities split, there will be less and less one town square where people discuss issues of consequence.
Is it good or bad that we lose a town square? I think about, the days of network television when American citizens felt like they got their information in a town square. We all had a conversation. I get that group chats can be much less toxic. They'll be much more engaged.
Yeah.
On the other hand, they will be much more fragmented. They'll be more atomized. People will not be as connected to their fellow people.
It's true. My ideal world, as you know, would be one where there was a social media platform optimized for curiosity engagement to reach people with different opinions. And such a town square would be amazing. You'd have great political discourse. The worst scenario, of course, is a completely toxic town square where everybody's forced to be there. So if you were to ask me to choose between every single person is on a toxic version of Twitter X versus completely dispersed social media, I would choose dispersed. In a ideal X, and maybe Musk will get there. Maybe there will be a way to make X feel welcoming to people. Maybe there'll be ways to re-optimize the algorithm. It does not seem to be going in that direction. You can imagine the kind of town square where I would like American political discourse to happen, but given what's happened to the social platforms, I'm fine with it totally dispersing.
Seems like we are quickly moving, though, to AI, where we're going to engage a lot more with chatbots that are programmed, right, to know everything about our data on our smartphone and talks with us just the way we want to be talked to. Right. I mean, if we're moving towards customization, society isn't doing it. Is that the ultimate atomization that we are unavoidably heading towards?
I don't think we're unavoidably headed towards that. It is the dystopian future. It's the dystopian future where you no longer know if you're talking to a person or you're talking to a bot, where the bot knows more about you than you know about yourself, and where the bot, which, does not love you, but does want your money, actually knows how to communicate in such a way that you feel love, give money, and the bot, gets what it wants. That's the worst future. The scariest thing that happened in social media in the last 2 weeks, it wasn't Facebook saying, we're gonna get rid of the fact checking, we're gonna get rid of the algorithm, or Musk doing whatever the hell he's doing on X. The scariest thing was that Facebook appeared to be running some kind of a test where they created fake characters for social media who would interact with you, right? And so they shut down the test, who knows what's gonna happen. But it was really like as though they were testing Westworld, right? And suddenly you will have a social media platform where you have all these like really beautiful people who are very engaged with you, liking your posts and sending you comments. And you can imagine that being super engaging. And so you can imagine this incredible dystopian future where right now it's bad enough. Our kids are spending all their time on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever. We all know the studies and the effects. Imagine that they're just in this world populated by billions, trillions of like perfectly designed characters who are perfectly engaged and have the sort of simulation of being human. That's the AI dystopia.